Gavin Newsom is thirsty for a debate with JD Vance. He tweets out on Juneteenth. Juneteenth, of course, is the day. It's the sacred feast after Juneteenth, but before Juneteenth 1st. Gavin tweets out, "Hey, JD Vance, nice of you to finally make it out to California. Since you're so eager to talk to me, how about saying it to my face? Let's debate. Time and place. Yeah, debate me, bro." Gavin Newsom really wants to be the Democrat nominee for president in 2028. I don't know if you'd noticed that. He really, really wants to be the guy. And he's doing pretty well at distinguishing himself from the rest of the field. It's mostly because there is no rest of the field right now for the Democrats. Kamala Harris, total joke, going nowhere. Mayor Pete, I don't think so. Who? Gretchen Whitmer is maybe the closest other thing they have to a candidate. So Newsom, just by process of elimination, I guess, is the leading guy in the field for 2028. But notice, Gavin Newsom is trying to launch a 2028 Democrat presidential campaign by imitating what the American right was doing in 2015. First, he launches a podcast. And on that podcast, he invites on Steve Bannon and Charlie Kirk and tries to suck up to MAGA. That's the first thing he does. The first tactic is, "Hey, guys, check out my new podcast." The year is 2025. That's very 2015 energy. "Hey guys, check out this. I got a cool new podcast, man. I'm cool and hip." And then the second tactic is "debate me, bro," which is the American rights tactics from 10 years ago. I was part of it. I did that. A number of us did that. But buddy, come on, it's 2025 and you're governor of a state and you're trying to run for president as a Democrat. I don't know if it's going to work. Kind of weak. Now, speaking of California Democrats, a true political achievement from a very prominent Democrat, Nancy Pelosi has outperformed every large hedge fund in the country last year. Her portfolio is the greatest example of financial acumen anywhere in the country. She raked in between $7.8 and $42.5 million in 2024. That's a pretty big range. This is according to reporting from the New York Post. That means that her net worth, along with her husband, is now somewhere in the neighborhood of $413 million, according to financial disclosures. That's pretty big because her 2023 net worth was $370 million. So that's a lot of scratch. How'd she make all that extra money? Well, we actually know. We have a few examples from reporting of how she made that money. You need to go to goodranchers.com, use promo code Knowles. Here's something that will blow your mind. Over 85% of the grass-fed beef in your grocery store is imported from overseas, where they got completely different safety standards than we do here in America. That's one reason to switch to Good Ranchers. You know why I support Good Ranchers? Yes, I love that it supports American ranchers. Yeah, I don't want all the imported beef with the weird safety standards. Yeah, I love that the prices cannot be beat from Good Ranchers. But the main reason why is because it is the best beef you are going to get. It is so freaking good. And the chicken is great. The chicken nuggets are exceptional. The best probably I've ever had. People are grilling all the time in the summer. It's just the greatest. And right now, when you use code Knowles, Knowles at goodranchers.com, you will save an extra $40 on your order. You can get that beef that is born, raised, and harvested right here in the USA. No antibiotics ever, no hormones added, no seed oils. And when you go to goodranchers.com right now, you'll get $40 off and free meat for life using code Knowles, Knowles, Good Ranchers. American meat delivered. She, for instance, dropped 5,000 shares of Microsoft, which was worth north of $2 million back in July. That was one of their largest sales in 3 years. That was just a few months before the FTC announced an antitrust investigation into Microsoft. What are the odds? What are the odds? That's amazing timing. Then the Pelosi's also sold 2,000 shares worth over $500,000 of Visa. That was less than 3 months. Again, 3 months. That number is kind of interesting. Before the credit card company was hit with a DOJ monopoly lawsuit. That was wow, impressive. And then Nancy Pelosi exercised a call option in December that she had bought in late 2023 at a premium of $1.8 million, which allowed the Pelosi's to get 50,000 shares of NVIDIA for $12 a pop, less than a tenth of its market price. So that exploded because of NVIDIA, which means that the couple paid $2.4 million for the NVIDIA investment, and it's now worth over $7 million. Wow, man. What am I thinking? I got, a buddy of mine manages my money. He's a very smart financial guy, but I guess I got to fire him. I got to hire Nancy Pelosi, huh? You should too. It's amazing. No one, I don't care how loyal a yellow dog Democrat you are, no one can possibly look at this and say it's not corrupt. It's just not possible. Nancy Pelosi, even if she'd outperformed a hedge fund, that's why she can't outperform all the big hedge funds and have it just be chalked up to her financial acumen. It's so corrupt. And so the Democrats are losing on two fronts right now. One, they don't know what they believe. Are the Democrats for securing our borders? Or are the Democrats for open borders? Are the Democrats for Israel or are the Democrats for Palestine? To talk about this recent issue in the Middle East. Are the Democrats for supporting American labor and protective tariffs? Or are the Democrats for free trade and forget about labor? Which plays into the immigration issue too. They don't know what they believe. And they're manifestly super duper corrupt. Which is why, tying it all the way back to what we're talking about, which is what most people are going to be debating today, the Iran issue. It's why the Iran issue is so perilous right now for Trump. Because Trump has a great domestic agenda, and he's racking up great domestic wins, and he's assembled a great voter coalition that includes disaffected Democrats who came over with Bobby Kennedy on Maha, but also a lot with Tulsi Gabbard on opposing the forever wars. So Trump has a great domestic agenda. And if he can go in, bomb Iran, take care of the nuclear problem, and just move on, great. That's one thing. If we get bogged down in a regime change in Iran, so we boot out the Ayatollah, and then what? Maybe we don't know who comes in. Does Reza Pahlavi come in, the crown prince, the son of the deposed Shah? Maybe that works. Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe there's an election, and maybe, I don't know, some other party wins. Maybe there's a Shia insurgency. Who knows? Maybe it's not so easy to change regimes as we sometimes think it is. If he allows himself to be distracted by that, you could lose the domestic agenda. At a moment when Democrats are historically weak, the Democrats have not been this weak in my lifetime. This is unbelievable. On the ideology, because of wokeism, and on the corruption front, because of people like Nancy Pelosi. And the Bidens and the Clintons are just so obviously corrupt. So Trump is walking a tightrope right now. That's why when his voice cracks a little bit, when he's talking about God, your voice should crack when you talk about God. You should have awe and wonder. It's the beginning of wisdom. But that represents a real political uncertainty. That was a magnificent clip, if I do say so myself, and I am a connoisseur of such things. If you want more of them, subscribe. Do whatever you have to do to subscribe. Press buttons, ring bells, write letters, whatever you have to do. Subscribe, and we'll see you next time.